Okay, what if this isn't something new you're about to learn? What if it's something your body already knows, but forgot? Pause for a second. Just notice your breath. You don't need to change it. Just notice it. Now tell me this. When was the last time your body felt truly safe? Not relaxed. Not distracted. Safe. Most people spend their whole lives searching for energy. More strength. More calm. More balance. And yet, they never touch the place where the body quietly stores it. Right here. Along the inner sides of the thighs. It sounds almost too simple. So simple that the mind wants to dismiss it. But ancient healing systems didn't see the body the way we do today. They didn't separate mind from nerves, or spirit from sensation. They believed the body listens first, long before the mind understands. Take a slow breath in with me. And out. Did you feel that tiny drop in your shoulders? That's not imagination. That's your nervous system responding to attention. Now imagine this. No forcing. No pressure. Just imagine bringing 2 fingers gently to the inner side of your thigh. Not touching yet. Just imagining. Some people notice warmth. Some feel nothing at all. Both are perfectly okay, because this isn't about chasing a sensation. It's about waking up awareness. For decades, we were taught to ignore the body. Push through it. Override it. Silence it. Especially women. Especially as we age, but the body doesn't forget. It waits. This area you're about to learn about sits near pathways the nervous system uses to signal safety, rest, grounding. When the body feels safe, energy doesn't need to be forced. It returns on its own. Let me ask you something personal. Where are you watching this from right now? Your bedroom? A quiet living room? Maybe your phone in bed before sleep? Type it in the comments later. I read them, because this isn't just a video. It's a moment of remembering. Together. In this video, I'll gently show you where this point is, why it matters, and how to work with it slowly, respectfully, and safely. No extremes. No exaggerated promises. Only what the body can actually respond to. If something inside you already feels drawn here, that's not coincidence. That's recognition. If this feels like the kind of knowledge you want more of, you can tap subscribe to the Spine Gospel. Not as a habit. As a quiet yes to your own body. Before we begin the technique, pause for one more breath. If your spirit feels calm instead of rushed, trust that. Let this be a gentle beginning. Not an effort. Not a demand. Just a remembering. And now, we begin. This isn't a trick. And it isn't a ritual you have to believe in. It's a way of listening to the body in a place we were taught to ignore. The inner sides of the thighs are not mystical by name, but they are meaningful by design. They sit close to large muscles that protect balance and movement. They're rich with sensory nerve endings. They're connected to pathways that inform the brain about safety, pressure, and position. In simple terms, this area talks to your nervous system constantly. Most of the time quietly. The technique you're learning isn't about activating power. It's about allowing communication when gentle touch is applied slowly, especially with calm breathing. The body doesn't read it as effort. It reads it as information. Information that says, I'm here. I'm not rushing. I'm safe enough to feel. Modern science calls this somatic input. The body receiving signals through touch and movement that help regulate the nervous system. Ancient traditions didn't use those words, but they understood the effect. They believed certain areas of the body helped energy settle downward, out of the chest, out of the throat, out of constant alert. Down into grounding, not excitement, not stimulation. Stability. This is why the technique is gentle. There is no benefit in pressing hard or tapping fast. The nervous system doesn't respond to force. It responds to rhythm, consistency, and permission. One of the clearest modern explanations of this comes from Dr. Bessel van der Kolk. In his book, The Body Keeps the Score, he explains that the body stores patterns of stress and safety, and that simple physical experiences like touch and breath can change those patterns, even when the mind is tired of thinking, not by fixing the body, but by helping it update. This technique works the same way. When you bring slow awareness to the inner thighs, you're not manipulating energy. You're giving the nervous system a chance to recalibrate. Many people, especially women over 50, have lived for decades in a mild state of holding tension, holding emotion, holding responsibility. The body adapts to that. It learns to stay alert. This practice offers a different signal. It says, you don't have to hold right now. That's why people describe different experiences. Some feel warmth. Some feel heaviness. Some feel nothing at first. None of these are wrong, because the goal isn't sensation. It's regulation. Another important truth. This technique doesn't require belief. The nervous system responds to input, not opinions. Touch, pressure, breath, timing. These are biological languages. That's why even people who say, I don't feel spiritual at all, often notice a quiet shift afterward. Less urgency, less mental noise, a subtle sense of being inside their body again. And this area, the inner thighs, is especially effective because it's private, protected, and rarely overstimulated. Unlike the hands, unlike the face. It hasn't learned to brace. So when gentle attention arrives there, the body listens. Slowly. This is not something to do once and forget. It's not a performance. It's a conversation. And before you learn how to touch, or where exactly to place your fingers, it's important to understand this one thing. Nothing is being added to you. What you're about to experience comes from allowing the body to do what it already knows how to do when it feels safe enough. That understanding matters, because when we move forward, we're not trying to feel something. We're creating the conditions for the body to respond on its own, and that's where real change begins. When the body feels safe enough, it doesn't announce it loudly. It whispers. That whisper travels through the nervous system, not through thoughts, not through belief, through signals. Your nervous system has two main states it moves between. One prepares you to act. The other allows you to rest. Most people live leaning toward action, even when sitting still, heart slightly alert, jaw tight, breath shallow. This is not a failure. It's adaptation. But the body was never meant to stay there all the time. There's another state, often called the parasympathetic state. It's the mode where digestion improves, sleep deepens, muscles soften without effort. The state doesn't activate because you tell it to. It activates when the body detects safety. That detection happens through sensory input. Touch, pressure, rhythm, breath. The inner thighs are rich in sensory receptors that send information upward to the brain about position, support, and grounding. When touch here is slow and predictable, the message sent is simple. There is no emergency. This is where the vagus nerve comes in. The vagus nerve is a long, wandering nerve that connects the brain to the body, heart, lungs, digestive system. It plays a major role in calming the system. But here's the important part. The vagus nerve responds indirectly. It listens to what the body is experiencing. Gentle touch combined with slow breathing creates a pattern the brain recognizes as non-threatening. Over time, this pattern lowers internal noise. You're not forcing calm. You're signaling it. This idea is explained clearly by Dr. Stephen Porges in his work on polyvagal theory, particularly in his book, The Pocket Guide to the Polyvagal Theory. He writes that the nervous system is constantly asking one question: am I safe? And that the answer comes from the body first, not the mind. That's why practices like this work even when someone says, I don't believe in energy. Because the body doesn't operate on belief. It operates on perception. Now, some traditions use the word energy Science often uses the word signals. They're pointing to the same process from different languages. When touch is applied to the inner thighs, energy pathways described in Eastern systems overlap with nerve pathways recognized in anatomy, not in a mystical way. In a functional one, this area helps energy move downward, away from the chest and head where anxiety tends to live. Movement is calming. That's why grounding techniques often involve the legs and feet. The thighs, however, are closer to the body's center. They bridge stability and movement that makes them powerful for regulation. And this is important to understand. If nothing dramatic happens at first, that doesn't mean nothing is working. Regulation is subtle. The nervous system prefers gradual change that it updates quietly. Like dimming a light instead of flipping a switch. You might notice it later, sleeping a little deeper, reacting a little slower, breathing without thinking about it. These are signs the whisper was heard. Let me pause here and ask you something. Are you watching this video alone right now? Or is someone else nearby? You can answer later in the comments, because the environment you're in also tells your nervous system a story. And awareness of that is already part of the process. As we move forward, you'll learn how to apply this touch in a way that respects the body's timing. No forcing. No expectations. Just clear signals. Given slowly, because the science behind this is not about control. It's about cooperation. And once the body senses that, it begins to respond in its own quiet way. Place yourself in a quiet space. Sit comfortably, or lie down if that feels easier. Your back supported, feet resting gently on the floor. Close your eyes if you want, or keep them soft. Focus on breathing. Slow, deep, natural, not forced. Just aware. Now bring your attention to the inner side of your thighs, right where the legs meet the core. This is the place most of us ignore. Most of the time, place 2 fingers gently there. Not pressing hard. Just soft contact. Feel the skin, the muscles underneath. Notice the difference between the top and bottom of the thigh. Breathe in. Breathe out. Imagine a soft golden light glowing where your fingers touch. Warm, gentle, inviting. You might feel a little tingling, or nothing at all. Both are normal. Do not judge. Just notice. Keep the fingers there for a few breaths. Not rushing. No timer needed. The body will respond when it's ready. If you like, you can start a slow tapping rhythm. Very soft. Imagine you're lightly knocking on a door. The door of awareness. The body listens. Match it with your breath. Inhale, tap. Exhale, tap. Slow, steady. Some people feel warmth spreading, a sense of calm. Others feel heaviness leaving the legs, or subtle vibrations moving upward. None of this needs explanation. This is a conversation between your touch and your nervous system. No forcing, no goal, just presence. Here's a variation you can try. Instead of fingers, place your palms lightly. Let the weight of your hands feel supportive. Notice how the touch feels different. How much calmer the muscles seem. How much slower the heartbeat feels. Another variation. Sit cross-legged, or lie on your back. Bring the fingertips along the inner thighs toward the knees. Follow the natural line of the muscles, gently, with breath. Imagine drawing calm upward toward your core. Do this for a minute or 2. Or 5. There is no limit. Every session can be different. Some days you feel warmth immediately. Other days you simply notice the awareness in your legs. Both are progress. You may also include a subtle visualization. Imagine roots growing from your thighs into the earth. Strong, anchored, secure. With every breath, energy flows down and returns. A gentle circuit. Your body's own rhythm. Let your hands stay for as long as it feels comfortable. The moment you release them, don't rush away. Notice the subtle difference in how your body feels. a little lighter, a little calmer, a little more present. It's important to check in with yourself. Where do you feel tension? Where do you feel ease? The body communicates softly but consistently. Listen. And remember, you are not adding something new. You are allowing the body to remember what it already knows. It is capable of rest, balance, and calm. As you practice over days, you might notice changes in posture, in energy, in thought patterns, even in emotional balance. Small shifts at first, gradual, gentle, reliable. This technique works because it honors timing, not force, not expectation. Touch, breath, attention. Those three create the conditions for the body to respond. Let's pause for a moment. Take a slow breath. Feel your body beneath your hands. Notice any subtle changes. I want to ask you something. Where are you watching this from? Your bedroom? Your living room? Or maybe on your phone while resting in bed? Type it in the comments. It helps create connection. Even in silence, even in a quiet room. This is the essence of the living experience. Awareness in the body. Attention without agenda. Presence without judgment. Every session is unique. Every day can feel different. And always remember, the point isn't sensation. It's regulation. It's communication. It's remembering. Even if you feel nothing at first, trust that the body is listening. Trust that the nervous system is recalibrating. By practicing gently and consistently, you allow a rhythm of calm to establish. A rhythm that can ripple outward through posture, breath, and even thought. Finally, a soft reminder, this is your practice. Your body, your time. Not a performance. Not a race. The touch, the awareness, the breath, they are gifts you give yourself. And your nervous system knows exactly what to do with them. After the gentle touch, something subtle begins to stir inside you. A quietness you may have forgotten existed. Some people feel warmth spreading upward from the inner thighs. A soft glow that travels slowly through the legs, into the core. Others notice a lightness, as if tension itself is lifting. It is never the same for everyone. And that is the beauty of it. This is not about dramatic sensations. It is about awareness awakening. A shift that the body recognizes before the mind can even name it. The nervous system responds to safety, to calm signals, and it begins to relax. Heart rate slows. Breath deepens naturally. Muscles soften without effort. Some describe it as inner silence, a pause in the constant chatter of thought. Some call it clarity, a sudden alignment of body, mind, and spirit. Others simply feel release old tension, old stress, fading quietly into nothing. This is also where emotion can gently surface. A sigh, a tear, a smile. Not forced, not controlled, simply allowed to be. The body remembers what has been ignored. Decades of holding, bracing, doing slowly loosen. Energy flows more freely, even if you can't see it. Even if you cannot explain it, and your mind begins to notice. Thoughts that felt heavy seem lighter. Emotions that felt stuck begin to circulate. A small yet profound shift in perception emerges. Pause here for a moment. Feel your body beneath your hands. Notice any difference. Notice what is moving, what is still. What did your heart tell you in this moment? Did you feel tension dissolve? Or did a new sense of calm arrive? Every reaction or non-reaction is valid. It is the body speaking softly. It is the nervous system whispering, I am listening. I am safe. I am present. This is the internal shift the technique awakens. A gentle, quiet, undeniable reconnection with yourself. And it only deepens as you continue this practice, day by day. The beauty of this practice is in its simplicity. Even a minute or two each day can create a ripple of change. Begin by finding a quiet moment. Morning before the day rushes in, or evening as the body prepares to rest. Sit comfortably, or lie down if that feels best. Place your fingers gently on the inner thighs. Notice the sensation, or simply acknowledge the space. Breathe in slowly, breathe out fully. Imagine a soft golden light spreading where your touch rests. You don't need to push. You don't need to feel anything extraordinary. The body responds quietly, over time. As days turn into weeks, small changes may appear. Sleep may deepen. Waking moments may feel lighter. Mood swings soften. The nervous system learns a new rhythm, calm, alert, yet relaxed. This is the quiet transformation that occurs when you honor the body's innate wisdom. Sometimes you may notice old tension returning. That is normal. Simply return to gentle touch and breath. Allow the body to remind itself of safety again. Over time, this daily practice becomes less about technique and more about connection. Connection to your body. Connection to energy that is already within you. Connection to the stillness that resides under every thought and movement. You may begin to notice your posture naturally improving. Your mind may feel less crowded. Your heart may feel lighter. All of this without forcing, without expectation. Even brief sessions during the day while sitting in a chair or resting quietly can reinforce this rhythm. A soft tap, a gentle press, a mindful breath. As the spine gospel teaches, the body remembers what it is allowed to feel. The nervous system adapts when given permission to relax. Energy flows more smoothly, and your inner balance slowly restores itself. Keep this practice simple. Keep it consistent. Trust in the gradual unfolding. And as you continue, notice how each session leaves a small trace. A sense of calm. A subtle presence. A recognition that you are always supported, always held, always safe within your own body. This is the transformation that does not rush, does not demand, but quietly awakens through care, attention, and gentle presence. Take one last deep breath with me. In and out. Feel the weight of your body resting, the rhythm of your heart, the quiet presence that has always been there. What we've practiced is simple, yet profound. Not because it promises immediate miracles, but because it reminds the body of what it already knows. The inner thighs, the quiet, often ignored doorway, are now remembered. A place where calm is possible, where energy can flow, where safety can be sensed. You may have felt warmth, tingling, or subtle lightness. You may have felt nothing at first. Either way, your body has begun to listen. This is the gift of daily attention. The soft practice that awakens the nervous system. The gentle signal that says, I am here. I am safe. I am present. Over time, these moments accumulate. Sleep deepens. Breath slows. Tension eases. The mind becomes lighter. And a quiet, grounded energy flows, steady, subtle, undeniable. Every session reinforces this. Every pause, every gentle touch, every mindful breath reminds your body that it can return to itself. Now, I want to ask you something again. Where did you watch this video? Your bedroom? Living room? Or perhaps somewhere unexpected? Let me know in the comments. Share your experience. Even small reflections help build this shared space of awareness. And if this practice opens something within you, even a tiny sense of calm or recognition, imagine what will happen when you explore the next point. The next doorway to energy, to presence, to your own quiet strength. Books and teachers have reminded us of this for centuries. Dr. Bessel Kolk wrote in, "The body keeps the score. Healing happens when the body remembers safety, and the mind is allowed to follow." Porges, in the Pocket Guide to the Polyvagal Theory, explains that the nervous system responds to signals of safety long before we consciously notice calm. Even ancient traditions speak of these pathways, subtle, hidden, but always present, waiting for attention and care. This is what you've begun today. A quiet reconnection with your own body. A soft, powerful awakening of awareness. If you feel called, tap subscribe to the Spine Gospel. Not as a habit, but as a gentle yes to yourself. Like this video if it resonated. Share it if you believe someone else might need this quiet reminder. And leave a comment about your experience. Even a single word matters. The journey doesn't end here. It flows quietly into your day, your breath, your posture, your heart. And every time you return to it, the circle closes a little more. So breathe again. Feel your body. Honor this moment. And remember, the energy, the calm, the presence you seek was always within you, waiting, just a touch, a breath, a gentle awareness away.